Who's Craven?
But I would still get the cane regardless, huh?
Who's Craven?
Craven the Hunter. He likes to hunt. He's hunting Spider-Man.
Oh,
He's from Mac.
The guy that's so
Yeah.
fucking obsessive over him.
Yeah.
What?
He hunts big animals in the jungles. He hunted every animal, so he decided Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Which
the
is
Jungle
weird.
Man.
Yeah, which is weird because, like, how was Spider-Man like the thing you want to hunt whenever there's the Hulk?
Yeah, Hulk is.
And most of Spider-Man's villains are animal-based, so why don't you go after, like, a Rhino Man or a Scorpion Man? Why are you going after the Spider-Man?
He's the weakest one. Compare.
I mean, Spider-Man's way stronger than them, but
Yeah.
he holds back so much that you can't tell.
They fight to the end.
I have no clue which classes.
Look it up, Austin.
There's classes? What are the classes, Austin? Tell us what the classes are.
The classes are Mega Bond, Warrior, Bandit, Astrologer, Prophecy.
Astrologer.
Yeah, Samurai, Prisoner, Confessor, and Wrench. I kind of, but at the same time,
What the fuck do they all do?
okay, they have each of them basically. On this game, I would say different classes, they are better at using certain weapons.
I know, but I want to know which ones do what.
Okay, here we are. Alright. Let's see here. One has a sword and a battle axe. One has two swords, a sword, two battle axe, and a shield, and some type of ability. I don't know what it is. Some type of candle-looking thing. And then the other one.
Remember, just do the tutorial.
And then the
Okay,
one,
do you?
Right, for the first like hour or so, maybe. I don't know.
just do the
I was
first
gonna
level.
say, do you want me to read each individual thing after he gets done?
It's fine.
Okay.
It looks like to me that. I don't know. Hey, the naked people. Prisoner.
I want to do the wrench, but at the same time, is it good to do that?
Probably every single one has their own specific good things. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Alright. It looks like doing that would be good, but you won't get the beneficials. You want to get the beneficials though. You just have a club and a torch.
I'm looking it up.
Elden has 10 starting classes to choose from, all of which offer their own unique pros and cons. So let's take a look at each one to help you figure out which is best for you. Axe and a medium-sized shield for some extra protection in a pinch. This no-frills class should make Dark Souls melee fans feel right at home. As a hero, your primary stats will likely continue to be strength and vigor. Strength will ensure that you can wield large weapons that scale specifically with that stat, while having a high health pool with your increased vigor stat will assist you with the fact that you'll spend most of your time in close quarters encounters. The bandit doesn't bring much to the table for the more commonly desired. Being said, the bandit begins and has some use in certain sorceries and incantations, but it's best suited for niche builds and won't be optimal for more typical playstyles. As such, the bandit isn't one of the better starting classes for most players who want to min-max their stats at the end of the game. The Vagabond is a tried and true knight, coming equipped with heavy armor, a straight sword, and a solid shield in preparation for close quarters showdowns. Its high starting vigor makes it the tankiest of the starting classes, while the nearly even split between strength and dexterity makes it perfect for quality builds, which bring both stats to at least 40 to specialize equally in all melee weapon types. The Vagabond's low intelligence, faith, and mind stats don't do much to set it on a path for using sorcery or incantations, but they're not so low that you could points in them to make use of spells as a backup option. But if magic is something you're wanting to use more frequently, you're much better off with a class that specializes in it. The Astrologer is a class that is really well suited to newcomers who want to have both melee and sorcery options in battle. This magic-based class comes equipped with a staff for casting sorceries and a short sword for some light melee. It boasts large bonuses to intelligence and mind that ensure that you'll hit hard and have plenty of casts at your disposal for ranged combat. Making the most of the Astrologer will mean spending the majority of your points in intelligence to keep your magic damage high. Unless you want to rely heavily on a melee weapon as a backup option, you'll want to pump up your mind stat too, so you can increase the number of times you can cast spells. As long as you can keep a little distance between yourself and your enemies, you'll find a lot to love here. The Warrior is a dual-wielding powerhouse for fans of fast-paced melee combat. It starts off with a high dexterity stat and 2 scimitars, so you can dish out some hefty damage at the expense of limited defensive options. This class is wonderful if you're open to benefiting most from smaller weapons and getting out of a bow. However, bear in mind that your vigor starts pretty low and you'll need to dump a significant amount of runes into your strength stat if you plan to wear heavier armor. In other words, be sure you're comfortable with keeping things light and mobile if you're signing up for this quick-hitting, lower defense option. The first thing you're likely to notice about the Prisoner class is its unusual iron mask. Strange in appearance as it may be, the Prisoner is a solid pick if you're wanting to make an agile melee/casting hybrid character. It starts with high dexterity and intelligence stats, and its starting gear is an estoc and a staff for casting sorceries. You'll need to either be adept at rolling or make up a lot of ground in vigor and endurance to make this class a little more feasible for long-term
which one's the best class.
Starts with low HP and stamina. Nevertheless, this remains one of the best starting classes if you'd like to focus pretty equally on magic and swordplay. The Confessor is a hybrid class that comes with plenty of points in
Actually,
faith,
all of them are pretty good, except for the
solid
bandit.
strength and dexterity stats, which makes it a good choice if you're looking to use spells while also having some freedom in weapon choices. It comes equipped with a broadsword and a finger seal for casting incantations. If you're hoping to start off your experience with a character that can cast incantations without sacrificing melee capabilities, you may enjoy the Confessor. Your low starting vigor, however, means that you won't be able to take as many hits in the beginning, but you can raise that stat for some extra protection if you're hoping to stay in close quarters often.
So I have an idea.
Build starting class with a focus on using incantations to deal damage and heal themselves and their allies. They begin with low vigor but decent strength, and they wield a spear and a finger seal for casting incantations. This makes them a hybrid class that should benefit you if you're hoping to have melee options to complement your healing and damage spells. The Prophet can be immensely powerful when played to its strengths, and the ability to obtain and use those healing spells can be invaluable. If you're comfortable being a glass cannon that favors high mind and faith stats over more health, this class is a fantastic choice. Just be sure you're prepared to take time to prepare for fights and stay mobile during them. The Samurai comes equipped with a powerful katana and a longbow, as well as visually impressive armor that fits its namesake. It's a class focused heavily on dexterity, though its decent spread in both vigor and endurance ensures that you're starting out with a little bit of survivability too. You won't have much in the way of magic due to low
shit.
But that doesn't mean you can't invest in those stats. Ultimately, the Samurai is no doubt
Whenever... Well, we probably should have looked up how multiplayer works in this game. One person invites everyone else to their game, and they beat that person's game.
The Wretch is a blank slate character that starts with all stats set to level 10, and wields only a club for boinking baddies. This is a worthwhile option if you merely enjoy the concept of starting from nothing and having to scrounge for loot, and having even stats across the board means you have a lot of freedom to build your character however you'd like. The downside of the wrench is that because every stat begins at 10, you can't min-max for optimized builds at the PvP level cap. No matter what build you hope to achieve, you'll always have a few extra points in useless stats that would have been lower on a specialized starting class. Those few points won't always make or break your build entirely, but PvP can be brutal, so you should be aiming to maximize your potential, and that'll never be possible here. The good news for anyone looking to dive into Elden Ring is that the game's starting classes don't force you to fit any particular mold. You're still free to build your character any number of distributing points into whatever stats you see fit. Starting class will simply provide you with some gear and stat boosts that may benefit you if you're looking to focus on a
So you need specific items to like call people into your game, and you need to like craft them and shit.
That seems stupid. So what I'm getting at is, I assume the prison?
You also need to be in the same place as in the world as your friends to pull them in.
I play as Vinbon.
Also, your item you use for multiplayer, like to summon people, you need to put a password on it so only your friends can use it.
I don't really...
Thankfully, it's cross-generation, so PS4 and PS5 players can play together.
You know what, I think... So...
If you've already beaten a boss, you can't summon someone else to help into that area anymore. So, from what I'm getting at here, you can't actually beat the game with someone. You can just bring them to an area and help them they can help you beat a boss there.
So really,
So, this isn't really that much of a beat the game thing.